The King reads comments. Alrighty, guys and gals, what's going on? It's Big E here from the whatever this background is. I'm going to be catching up on comments today. I have a ton to catch up on, and let's get into it. Yeah. Hold on. Let me go. We need to go here. We can turn that on and display capture. Here we are. Let me move this over smidgeroni. That way we can see the video. All right, let's jump right in, man. Go start from the bottom. This is 4 days ago from Torment on PC Crash Update. He says, I've also had issues with the Asus X570 board. I upgraded to one earlier this year and it killed my main drive and my two secondary drives, 6 terabytes of storage in total. It took me months to realize the motherboard was the issue, so you're not alone. Man, I'm not happy to hear that you had problems, but it makes me feel a little bit better that it's not just me with this board. It's that Wi-Fi Plus board, man. 2 of them. I had that board twice because I figured the first time I got it, it was just a fluke. I got a bad board or something. I'm convinced there's some core system design with that on the system bus or something. I don't know, but yeah, I will never use that board again. That's for sure. And I'm getting it replaced with a completely different, actually a better board. That's going to happen this week. Sorry to hear that happened to you, man, but I'm glad I'm not alone there. In terms of your saved games files, if you play via Steam a lot of the time, there's a cloud save. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this from now on across the board. I've already decided. So, is it out yet? Yeah, so there are 2 new Let's Plays coming out on the channel. One's already out, Detroit Becoming Human. We're also going to be playing Stray. And I literally recorded the first episode of Stray earlier today. I think I'm going to really like that game. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing cloud saves all across the boards in all games from this point forward. I also have already cloned my hard drive. I did an exact clone of it using some free software. So if anything happens, I can clone back or just use that drive, and I can at least be in a position where I'm not having to reinstall everything. I'm basically I'm not completely building a new system, but I have enough spare parts to where I'm going to be building a secondary system, and I'm going to be using it kind of like the old days of a server client. Not a server client, but I'm going to be backing up my main computer to another hard drive on a completely another computer. And I'm going to use that computer to also render videos and stuff. Anyway, I've got a whole thing because I do not want this to happen again. Dustin Dixon says, this is why after my 2 gaming laptops die, I will stick to console gaming. Cheap fixes there. Best of luck. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it was a panicky feeling, and I did lose a lot of information, a lot more than I thought I had on the C drive. Not the worst. Luckily, I didn't lose like my core folders for the channel. But I did lose a bunch of stuff, unfortunately. Nimue says, I hope you can still continue Hogwarts. I play it via Steam, so I can't lose anything. I actually play it via Steam too, but I don't think I had cloud saves enabled. Unfortunately, I will in the future. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Hold on now. So Red Dead, I was saving locally to my C drive. I know that for a fact. I'm actually not sure about Hogwarts because I haven't tried to play it. I just figured I lost the saves. Nimue, thank you for this. There's a chance Hogwarts, my saves are fine if it didn't save to the C drive. I'm going to check this today, actually, because I want to finish that game. I was really into it. So there's still hope. There is still hope for Hogwarts. There might be hope for Red Dead. I would just have to play. I think somebody told me if I just did the main storyline quests, I could get back in about 20 hours or so to where we were. It's still a lot of time off camera. I might end up doing it because, man, probably one of the best, well, not even probably, the best game I've ever played as far as voice acting and story and all of that. And I was really into it. So it's sad that that happened. That might be coming back in the future. Saved by Grace says, I can't imagine the frustration. Sorry you're having to deal with it. Thank you, man. I'm out of it now and kind of just gotten everything back tweaked to where I was, but it was a pain. But now I have systems in place to hopefully, if that happens again, I can be back up fairly easily with no headache there. This is on the Iron Man Challenge, Episode 2, Saved by Grace. You might want to consider the White Knight achievement for a warrior if the Iron Man turns out to be impossible. I've never actually heard of this achievement, and David Nelson is asking, what is the White Knight Challenge? I'm going to have to look this up. I've never heard of it. Let's look it up right now. Well, I'll look it up later. But I do want to know what that is. And I won't see a reply here, unfortunately, because YouTube has weird rules. I'm interested in this, Saved by Grace. If you would be so kind, because I'm old and I'll probably forget, if you can leave a comment on like whatever Iron Man's out, you know what? You don't have to do that. You don't bait me to leave comments. I'm honestly not doing it. It's just for whatever reason, if you leave me a comment and I reply to it and then you reply to that, I never see the reply. I never get a notification. It's quite strange. David says, sorry to hear about the PC issues you were having. The mic sounds fine to me. Thank you, David. Appreciate it. Hardcore Minecraft ? Yeah. I had a hardcore Minecraft. I think there was only 4 episodes. And I think I lost the save point. I think this was the first time I used that board and had problems, and I just kind of given up on it. This is definitely doable though. I've got a couple of series of Minecraft on the channel. I think 4 or 5 series. But hardcore sounds interesting. I think there is a full Let's Play of hardcore. I didn't get very far, but it's somewhere on the channel. Rob Bomford, sucks that it took the drive with it, man. Troubleshooting like this is always such a pain, but glad to hear you seem to have gotten to the bottom of it. Get that board refunded and avoid ASUS for life. Yeah, like I said, man, I thought I just gotten unlucky that first time, but it happened again. That's why I think there is some core issue with the board. I mean, it could just be also a combination of a certain memory type or frequency or whatever, and a certain processor. I don't know, but yeah, it's too bad. Hope you're doing well, Rob. Jemmy, this sounds awful. Anything kernel going wrong is just hell. Hope stuff gets fixed. Take your time with setting everything up and downloading stuff as you need. We'll wait for the new videos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really do. Finally back in the swing of things here. Sorry about your save files for Red Dead and Hogwarts. I'm not actually sure about Hogwarts now. I'm going to actually check this today because I didn't even bother to reinstall Hogwarts. I just assumed that I had lost it. But if that's doing like an automatic thing, that would be fantastic, Jimmy. The Pursuer, the video cut weirdly at the end. Yeah. So what happened here, you guys actually missed quite a bit. There was a good 30 minutes more, but I'm not actually sure why the video cut like that, but there was a second part. I did a cut scene I had to do, and then I was recording again, but for whatever reason, it didn't it pieced together because I remember doing the video edit, but when I uploaded this, it just wasn't there. And the way that I work, I have a system to where once something has been rendered and I have the file ready to upload, I get rid of the raw footage because it just takes up too much space. I don't like having a crap ton of video that I no longer need once it's been rendered. And then the same thing happens. Once it's rendered and I've uploaded it, then I delete that file on my computer because I don't need it anymore. For whatever reason, this just did not happen. And I'm pretty sad about that because there were some not juicy stuff, but I was having some fun with some of the comments and things. Quite a bit was missing. So I do apologize. I just honestly don't know what happened there. Oh, here's a new person. Michael Fleming. I graduated from Western New Mexico University in '84. Yes, the campus has been radically changed since I was a student there. Oh, this is on my bike tour I did a fairly long time ago. Well, Michael, if you were he probably just stopped by for this particular tour. There was supposed to be a part two to this, but I never got around to it. Michael, if you happen to see this, thank you for commenting. If you guys are interested in watching that video, it's out there. I just put the camera on, mounted it on the bike, and then I did like a voiceover on it. The Pursuer on the PC Crash. Ow. I really hope you can recover the Red Dead 2. It would be tragic not to finish that jump, but hey, there's always replaying it. In that case, my advice is just take a little break from it. Maybe even disable a bit or dabble a bit in online. I'm actually really want to do that. There's not much to it, but it does have a little storyline and quite a bit of activities for you to try. You can run your own illegal business. Wow, that's cool. You can create custom character. It's kind of like an MMO. I did not know that. I honestly look at the chance to replay Red Dead as a good thing. You can do a lot of things you missed, do some things differently, take your time with Arthur, maybe even get the other ending. I like this a lot. Yeah, I'm not finished with that game for sure. It's just so soul-crushing that I had like 80 hours in it. 60 to 80 hours, I think. A lot of time. But yeah, and I have already been thinking about replaying it and playing Arthur completely different. And there's so many side things I didn't do, like finding all of the dinosaur bones, the carvings in the stone, things like that. So much I just didn't do. Thanks, Pursuer. This should be the King reads comments 14, not 13. Yeah, I saw this comment those 3 days ago, Cynics, and I ended up changing it. I'm doing something new now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mess up all the time anyway, but YouTube has this thing where if I upload a video, I can click a button that says reuse details, and then it'll give me a list of my videos, and I can select the last video of that series, which keeps me from, before I had a file that actually lost with all of my Let's Play stuff in it, and I would open the file and then I would copy and paste over. It's way easier to use the reuse. What I have to remember to do, though, is change the episode number. If not, it reuses the same episode number. And I just forgot to do that. Yeah, I'm always messing up. You guys know that, man. There is a weak aura that plays a loud horn when your Fane gets resisted. Oh my God, I need this. I'm not a Hunter player, so I didn't think to recommend it. I wish I had that. Oh man, I need that. The HC death was brutal. Your Fane was literally a second away from coming back. It was. I've relived this and replayed it in my head so many times, like a second and a half. If that mob had not had charge, I know I've said this before, but it kills me, man. If that had been a regular mob who was just running, yeah, they run faster to catch up, but I would have been able to feign. Damn it. Fly Jumbo, man. I feel like Thunderclap is going to be bread and butter ability for I Am Warrior. What's I Am? I don't know what that means. I don't know. That reduction in attack speed will reduce damage taking over the whole fight. Yeah, I'm actually using Thunderclap a lot more. Man, I've had some close calls already on the Warrior. I have no illusions about getting to level 60 in this challenge. If I make it to level 30, I'll honestly be surprised. I really will. But yeah, it's tough. I cannot fight more than one mob at a time unless they are gray. It's brutal. He says, have you thought about getting a weapon swinger timer mod? I actually have. I know you don't like a lot of mods in Clutter, but they're usually really smart. It's a great way to avoid damage as melee. You hamstring the mob and run out of range of its melee and only duck back into range as you're about to swing. I've seen people play like this. I've seen Travis Scene actually play like this a little bit sometimes. I really should consider it if I want to have any real chance of getting to a decent level. I've already used hamstring a couple of times. I put a hamstring on the target run about 15 yards, 20 yards away, enough to get like 3 or 4 ticks of a bandage, and it makes a big difference. So I could incorporate it. Thanks, Fly. Appreciate it. Kratos, I did not attempt an Iron Man challenge yet, but I lost my 60 mage last week to a false pull in Upper Blackrock Spire in 10 days of playtime. Oh my God, dude. That's the risk we agreed to play with. It's even more sad if you do not make a decision that costs the character, but in the end we agreed to play hardcore and anything is possible. Looking forward to this playthrough and your calm way of presenting it. Keep it up. I appreciate the kind words there, man. That is horrible, brutal. At least you made it to 60, though. And you know what? I mean, it sucks that you died. I understand exactly what you're saying. Like when I died on the Iron Man, that was my fault because I made a decision to go down there and I was in combat. But something like that's out of your hands is gotta be the worst. If I had died on that Night Elf Hunter to a disconnect or like an invisible mob, I would have been driving to Blizzard's headquarters. I'd say that right now. Restore my character, Blizzard. That's brutal, man. That is brutal. Highly recommend the Iron Man challenge, though. It's a lot of fun and a great way to push yourself. If you like punishment, if you love it, go for it. The Pursuer. Eveline, W-A-S. Oh, Eveline was Grandma. Okay, I kind of... Well, she was mind controlling her, right? Or was she literally Grandma? This is Resident Evil. They were the same entity, unlike the rest of the family, which were being controlled by her. I did not know that, man. I was a little bit confused about that. But thinking about it now, she's literally in the chair, right? And then she transforms like that. That makes a lot of sense. I knew there was something that was going to be going on with Grandma. Because, oh my God, was she a creepy character. She didn't do anything... Like through the whole game, she just would show up in her wheelchair wherever, which was creepy in its own right, just kind of looking at you. I just knew something was going on. I didn't actually piece together, though, that she was, in fact, Eveline. I did not know that. The guy at the end is Chris Redfield, OG protagonist of the first game, also in Code Veronica 5 and 6 Resident Evil. I did not know that. Chris Redfield. I'm trying to remember the last scene there, flying off on the chopper. What a great game this was, though. I really enjoyed it. Oh, man, NGL, I would like to hear a bit more about your thoughts on the game and stuff. I thought it was, like I was just playing on normal mode. The boss fights were very challenging. Some were easier than others. There was a lot of puzzles, not necessarily, well, there were puzzles, but there was a lot of things where you had to backtrack to go back to an area. I have a lot of trouble with that just because of the way my mind works or doesn't work. I thought it was a great story. I thought it wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. Definitely worth the price of the game. Creepy as hell. The jump scares were not over the top. They were perfect. And there was a lot of subtle horror in that game, which I really appreciate. For instance, when I access that like secret panel, we go into the room, we get the arm, right? We get the D-series arm when we turn around, and you just see the kid's legs, Eveline's legs. So creepy. So creepy. I would highly recommend this game. It's very, very well done. I enjoyed it. Touch Me Nancy was very indifferent when I heard they were switching up the game style of Resident Evil for this one, but I'm glad they did. First-person view is a much more immersive to the horror aspect. Love the game, the playthrough. Hopefully you can jump back into Resident Evil Village, which would be the next game. I am going to play it. There's also a very short DLC. I have been told about this as well. If you wanted to play it, it's cheap. Great job as always. Thanks, Drew. Yeah, I agree that first-person view is different, but I agree with you that it adds that much more immersion into it. That third-person view, I like it in some games, obviously. Like, I can't imagine playing World of Warcraft in first-person view. Like, that would just be weird. I don't even know if it's possible with your spell casting and all that. But a game, like a survival horror game, it's absolutely, I think, the best choice. Resident Evil Village, I have the game already. I bought it when it had gone on sale in my Steam wish list, just not played it or installed it. But I had picked the next Fright Night series, but I don't know if I'm going to play it yet. I think I'm going to do a poll again. I had picked a game and I was just going to play it. I think I may have already said what it was. I'm not sure if I've ruined the surprise there, but thinking about it now, we might do something different there. Thanks, Drew. Nimue, I really do hope you'll get the game back. Love watching you play it. Well, thank you, Nimue. I'm going to check today to see if the Hogwarts, to see if my save's there. It didn't even occur to me that it might be saving, through Steam. That's where I play all of my games. Matthew says 1728 Eveline was grandma, and you have to play the follow-up Resident Evil 8. So Resident Evil 8 is Village, right? Yeah, I didn't actually know that. I'm glad you guys pointed that out to me. Let's check the timestamp here. And she's getting gray hairs. Is that supposed to happen? It's almost like she's getting old all of a sudden. Oh, that is a massive hint right there. Thank you, Matthew. So that basically tells you what, yeah, that just tells you. Thanks for letting me know that, guys. I was a little bit unsure there. How you doing, Matthew? Hope you're doing well, brother. Torment, are utility items allowed in the Iron Man challenge like the super sticky glue you get from a quest reward or the bag of marbles? As long as they're not green, I think they are allowed. It's kind of like although it doesn't really give you much benefit, the trinket you get from the Argent Dawn where it allows you to acquire Scourge Stones. It's a white trinket. I didn't even know there were white trinkets in the game, but it doesn't have any, it doesn't give you a buff. So super sticky glue, I'm pretty sure you could use, and bag of marbles. Those are great, man. Super sticky glue is so good. So good. I've used that many, many times. I think those are usable. I don't think they show up as like a green item in the quest, but good point there, man. I haven't come across anything like that on the Warrior yet, but I would love some sticky glue or bag of marbles. Hope you're doing well, T. David Nelson at 553. We recently had a fiber network come down the street. Oh my God, dude. We can now get 1K. That's a gig down and a gig up. It's nice. Maybe they will bring fiber out your way. I got to be honest. If they ever do, I'm getting it. I watched this guy called Dave's Garage. He is a retired Microsoft systems engineer. He worked on DOS, all kinds of things. He actually designed Task Manager, the original Task Manager. Any of you techies out there, you should check out Dave's Garage. Let me show you right here. Here's his, where's he at? I think he's got a new video. I've not watched it yet. Right here, this guy. This guy, he's autistic as well. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. I love this guy. He has fiber, and he basically had what I have, the plan I have. So I can get up to 1200 megabit, 1.2 gigabit on download, and about between 30 and 45 megabit up. He went to fiber. So an hour video for him was taking like an hour and a half. He uploads it, I think he said in 2 minutes. I need that, man. I know it's expensive, but this is something I would figure out a way to pay for if I was able to get it. That is incredible, man. I'm jealous. 2805, Resident Evil what? Let's see what this timestamp is. Resident Evil Bunker. Yes. So here's what I was talking about. Amnesia, the bunker. What do they call that, man? I get my words confused. Yeah. Amnesia bunker. So I did give it away. And I think I'd recorded some of it, but I didn't like the way that it came out. I didn't even think I finished the first episode. I've got like a half episode and then I just stopped recording. But I'm not sure now, honestly. I'm thinking about Resident Evil Village. I probably will put a poll up on the channel because there's a couple other games as well that I kind of want to play. I'll see what you guys think. Look for a poll coming out soon. The Pursuer. Watching you do this challenge really makes me itch to do the Iron Man challenge in one of the games I play the most. If I do, I might record it and upload it. Dude, do it. Do it, man. 100%. Am I subscribed to your channel? Subscribed. You put out a video? Are you kidding me? I didn't know you were a YouTuber. Oh, so it's been a while. It's been 9 years. Well, new subscription. Subscribed, thumbs up. Yo. There you go. First comment, first thumbs up. Oh. Are you... This looks like I was gifted this game. Somebody gifted... I don't know if this is the same game. Come give the Pursuer some love, guys. He has 6 subs. I'll be watching, man. I didn't know you put out stuff. You should have told me. Now I know. Do it, dude. Man, I am begging people to do the Iron Man challenge and upload it. Ojemi, he is recently posting on his channel again. Do it. I need to see the Iron Man challenge. It's so hard to find anybody doing it these days. I mean, I think I'm like the only person on YouTube doing the Iron Man challenge. I would love to see this. Please do it. Rob says, do it. We will all watch. Absolutely. And here's Ojemi. I plan on uploading and run as well. And I will 100% watch yours. Do it, guys. I need stuff, man. I need to see people suffer. That's awesome, bro. I enjoyed this series a lot and had fun watching, plus getting scared as well. Kind of confused at the end, but I think Eveline is the Olay she is. I just didn't get through my thick head that she was. Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it, man. The Rad Hatta on episode 2, Iron Man. Drive-by buffing is one of my favorite things to do in WoW. I'm always sad when I play a non-buff class. Me too, man. I love giving them out as well. And people hand them out fairly regularly. If you run by somebody, usually you're just going to get it. But especially if you wave or do a little jump, they'll turn around and throw some stamina or something on you. I can't have it, unfortunately, Iron Man, but I feel the same way, dude. Whenever I'm playing Paladin, Mage, whatever, Priest, if I can give somebody a buff, I'll do it every time. It feels good. The Great Ghost, round 2, Iron Man Challenge, episode 1. Sword and board is safe and boring. My vote is DPS and calculated attacks. So what I have decided to do here, based on many different comments, I'm going to have a quick change macro where I could switch from a two-hander to sword and board, depending on the mobs we're fighting. I just haven't found a really good two-hander yet, but I'm going to be going back and forth for sure, especially now since it was Touch Me Nancy let me know. I think it was Touch, or maybe it was Cynics. I can't remember. Casters just like ignore armor, which is nuts. I didn't actually know that was a thing. Oh, here we go. Airlame. Let's go Brutus. Hopefully the name itself doesn't bring bad luck due to its history. Good luck, Big E. We are all behind you. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Pretty sure this is a YouTuber as well, and I think I'm subbed over there. So Brutus is from, what is it? Dante, I think. Now, I'm not super smart. I was thinking Popeye. But it just occurred to me, I think the villain in Popeye is Bluto, not Brutus. Anyway, I like the name. How you doing, Airlame? Luke Donnelly, we go again. Indeed we do, brother. Thank you for commenting, watching. I haven't seen you in a bit there. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Saved by Grace. If you use TomTom and Questy, right-click the quest, that part on the right, not the quest log, and ask Questy to put a waypoint arrow. And they will guide you to your quest objective? I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, TomTom and Questy. I did know that. Okay. I thought this was like built in. Yeah, I don't think I have the TomTom thing. Hope this helps in finding difficult quest places. Appreciate that. Questy is pretty good. I mean, it basically tells you exactly where to go. I do appreciate it. I haven't used TomTom in a while. I was using TomTom in, gosh, back in, I think, Mista Pandaria, when I was doing, I think it was built into one of the rare finders. I was hunting rare mobs to try to get achievement, and it would put the green arrow and play like a sound effect. back then. At 3605, my Discord friends, knowing how sheltered and conservative I am, giggled as they told me what it meant. Trust me when I say I would have been very happy never knowing that. I'm afraid to click on this. What is this? What am I saying? At all. What it means. Let's see. It's probably something stupid as shit, I'm sure. Oh, I do know what this is. This is the Hawk Tua thing. I still don't know what that means, and I don't really care to. It's got to be something stupid, right? People seem to love that here in the United States. Yeah, I don't really care what it is. Blood Fury TV. F, you did an awesome job. Remember, caves or graves. That is a great slogan, man. Dude, I'm going to use this. Caves or graves. Indeed they are, and I knew better to do it, and look what happened. We would be level 60 right now, man. We would, for sure. Thank you, Blood Fury. Appreciate it. Publicly subscribed to me for 6 months. I think I'm subbed over to you as well, my friend. Are you a dude? A person? He's like, I am. I'm subscribed. I thought I was already from 7 months ago. I just saw your death on Iron Woman. You got this, bro. I believe. I don't know if I do. I really don't. My goal is just 30. If I can get 30, I honestly am going to feel like I've succeeded. This challenge is so rough. However, there are like 3, I'll say, tiers of vendor gear you can buy. And if I can get that, I think we'll have a much better chance. And if I'm maintaining a decent weapon, we've got an okay-ish chance to get to 30, but it's going to be rough. Here's a new person, Richard Martin. I would love to see you do this under Turtle WoW with Glyph of Exhaustion and Glyph of Weakness. I've never played Turtle WoW. It has been recommended to me to play it. I love the picture here. I'm a chess player myself. I'm not very good, but I wish I had somebody to play chess with. I really enjoy the game. Yeah, I've not tried Turtle WoW, and I don't know what Glyph of Exhaustion. I don't know a lot about glyphs. I mean, I don't know a lot about anything in the game, really. But this makes me wonder, like, does this make it even harder? Because it's already so tough to do. Anyway, Richard, thank you for commenting and watching. If you decide to stick around, welcome to the Misty Mountain Gaming family, my friend. Duckmaster, Kitty Cat, meow meow. Oh, so he's voting on Stray. We are playing Stray. And I said earlier, I think I just recorded my first episode today. Absolutely love it. I had a little bit of trouble with some game lag. But I think, so what I did a little cutscene to change settings to medium. But I think what it was is the screen resolution. I had it not full screen windowed or something. I had some other weird thing that does affect, especially if you've got 2 monitors and you're recording on the other one. So I'm going to work all those kinks out for the next episode. It was just a little teeny bit of it, but I think I fixed it. I'm excited about both of the new games. Detroit Become Human is already super emotional. It really is. And what I love about that game, it seems like choices you make have a very big impact on how the game plays out. And I absolutely love that. I also like the fact that you don't have much time. They'll give you some options and you got to choose something. You have to kind of go with instinct on it. And I like that a lot. Hopefully I don't mess up too badly there. But that game, I think revolves around 3 androids when they all have these very interesting stories. I can't wait to dive deep into that game. Daniel, but you know what's cool about Red Dead 2? What? It's that it's such a good game. You can easily play it again, maybe a bit different this time and still get enjoyment. I like Skyrim. You can play it forever. Yeah, man. You guys are really like, you've made the decision for me. We are definitely going to be playing Red Dead. I cannot know how that game doesn't end after coming so far. Seeing Arthur die was really a kick, man. Not like a fun kick. It hurt. It was like a blow to the stomach. And I got to be honest, I was refusing to believe it. It's how much I was into the game. In my mind, I was like, that the Indian chief is going to come. that guy's going to come, or somebody's going to come with medicine, and we're going to run into Arthur later as John. But it's already been confirmed that they buried him. What I was wondering because I think they say where they bury him, at least the general area, if you can actually go see his grave. I wouldn't be surprised if they built that into the game. And if it's possible, I need to see it. Yeah, we're not done with Red Dead. It just might be a little bit before we get this going back again. Thank you, Daniel. Jamie says, damn it, I want to see both Stray and Detroit. Wish granted. Honestly, I did too. I wanted to play them both, and we are. Since I looked at it like, well, I lost 2 Let's Plays, technically 3 with City Skylines, although City Skylines should be back in the picture. But yeah, we're playing both of those. So just for City Skylines, I'd gotten so far ahead. I was like a week ahead or so on City Skylines, and there's still, I think, 1 or 2 episodes that are going to come out from before my game crashed. Okay. And then after that, I had to go back to my old system board with only, it sounds weird to say only 64 gigs of RAM, and a 4060 Ti with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and an AMD Ryzen 9 3800. Not enough to play the game with good settings. It's very sad state of affairs. However, there's going to be some upgrading happening in just a few days for me. So unfortunately, what's going to happen again, guys, I have to redo the city again. What I was going to do is try to build it out, and I had tried twice to get the city back based on old footage. It just, the game doesn't play. What happens, I get like roughly 20 FPS, but every couple of minutes or so, the game drops to like 3 or 4 FPS, which almost seems like the computer is frozen. It stays like that for 5 or 6 seconds. It's just not doable. So I got so frustrated with it. I deleted those other 2 episodes where I was rebuilding, and we're just going to start fresh. It's still season 1, but it's literally the 3rd time we're having to play it again. And here's the thing. One of my favorite Skylines builders is Overcharged Egg. I had copied his city so much that I was starting to feel uncomfortable. And somebody actually left a comment. They were like, this looks suspiciously like Overcharged Egg's build he's doing. And I was like, it is. I just said, I just completely stole it. So I didn't feel good about that. So we're going to replay, do a whole new city. It'll be my own thing. But that guy is just inspiring to watch. Anyway, Jamie says, thanks to you, my English is not that great. I just had to learn the literature in school, and mostly in order to get programming. But I definitely want to work on some of my pronunciations. I think it's fantastic, man. You speak better English than most people here in the United States. This is on. So I'm helping my brother out here with a couple of OBS settings, mic settings, things like that. So I just made him a little private video. And so he's commenting on those things. And I haven't looked at any of those yet. Well, I'll get to those, Jamie. Channel update. This is Rob Bomford. I don't know much about the game and whether it's particularly CPU or GPU intensive. However, I do know RTS and sim games are often heavier on the CPU. I wonder if effectively downgrading your board and therefore its power delivery, like less phases and more difficulty holding high wattage on the output that the 3900X requires without heat issues on the VRAM, could be causing your performance issue. That being said, I remember most B450 boards being capable of running a CPU like that somewhat reasonably, so I could very well be barking up the wrong tree. Maybe try testing with something that measures CPU and GPU load if you haven't done already. No, very good point, man. I did a benchmark test on my system. It actually tests fairly well. This is City Skylines 2. I don't have problems with other games. It's City Skylines 2. It is so terribly designed, the core function of the game. It's just insane. And there are a ton of people who just gave up on the game or got refunds. It's a sad state of affairs. It's really upsetting. And the company is just putting out like patches, detailers patch. They're doing all of these things that just makes you wonder, like, what the hell are you doing? What you need to be fixing and working on is the core performance of the game so that somebody with a pretty decent computer can play on decent graphic settings. Right now, somebody with a pretty decent computer is forced to play on like the lowest settings possible for just a mediocre experience. It's terrible, man. It really is. Following this up, I think I could definitely be something. I think this could definitely be something to consider. I looked up your BioStar board, and it's quite entry level. Yes, it is. I'm struggling to find the exact specifications of the power delivery, but I've read many saying it's mostly suitable for low power chips of that generation's 65 watts or less. It also does not have a VRAM heatsink. The 3900X goes anywhere from 140 to 170 watts under load from a quick Google. I would definitely check your CPU load, power and clocks under load, and also keep an eye on the temperature of your motherboard's VRAM. This could 100% be choking the CPU. Yeah. The board is not that good. It really isn't. And I see that immediately when I switch back because 64 gigs of RAM should be more than enough to play it. All I know is with the other system board before it crashed, I had no trouble. The graphic settings were pretty high. I had clouds enabled and all this stuff. I wasn't having any issues with it at all. It's definitely the system board. Now, what changed with the new board as well is I doubled my memory, but I check Task Manager. If I'm having trouble or if I see the game stuttering, I'll open it up and I'll look at the loads on the CPU, GPU, RAM, etc. It's just the board. You definitely hit it on the head here, man. I mean, it's more City Skylines 2. If the game had been, what's the word I'm looking for? Developed properly. That's not the word I'm looking for. I feel like it should run on my system and many other systems, but it simply doesn't. So it is partially my board, but most of it is the game itself. Saved by Grace. I loved Iron Woman's music on intro, but not so much with Brutus. Well, I can't please everybody. Mercedes Lynn. Really, I like them both. Very appropriate vibes for the different characters, but I agree the Night Elf Hunter music slapped. Yeah, the Tauren Warrior is a big, beefy beast, so I wanted something a little more hard edge for him. Mercedes Lynn 78, I made a comment on your name. I think it got cut or it just didn't show up on the last King Reads comments. I love the name, and I don't mean anything bad by it. It just sounds like a porn, like a stripper name, and I love it. I hope that doesn't offend you or anything. I just love the name. It sounds awesome. Yeah, it's sorry, Saved by Grace. It kind of is what it is. I guess I could redo it and put something soft in there, but it just wouldn't fit. But it might be a nice kind of a juxtaposed position if I get like some really light tiptoeing through some flowers music with that big beast on the screen flexing. It might be nice too. Sorry about your data loss and the stress it caused you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I was sorry too. It did cause quite a bit of stress. It's all worked out now for the most part. Eel Hayes, Europe, Brutus, big boy, respect that stomp, cowards. The old war stomp. It's a strange ability. I mean, it's not a strange ability, but it's not like I just get out of jail free, right? It's not like I war stomp and then I'm just getting away. I've got to play it very well. And the way that mobs work in the game, and I'm sure you guys already know this, a lot of mobs will just catch up to you no matter how the distance. They'll just kind of catch up. They can also hit you. You're like 10 yards away being chased and they somehow are able to hit you or maybe stun you. But it will work for, I think it interrupts for spell casting, but I also now have Shield Bash, I think, for spell casting as well. But my favorite ability is the Thunderclap on the Warrior. I like it a lot. It's nice. Thanks, Eel. Jamie says, I love that beast. Looks very nice. The wet sand detail is awesome. You can thank Overcharged Egg for that. Just totally, like I said, that builder inspires me to get creative. And I basically copied his build, and I don't feel good about it. He'll never see this video, but somebody else noticed. Jamie says, I'm so sorry about your hard drive and PC issues. It's really crushing to hear these things. Those save games for Red Dead and Hogwarts will be missed. It's okay if you want to wait until with City Skylines 2 until you have solved your PC issues or they finally fix the damn game. This is what I really want them to happen. Really want to happen is for them to fix the game. But I'm hoping this new motherboard that I've exchanged will solve my problem. I also have an extra 64 gigs of RAM. So I'm going to go from 64 to 128, and hopefully we'll be fine there. And hopefully my processor is good enough. It's a shame those games are not going to be completed this time. As long as you keep putting out other content, I'll be happy. So for now, I look forward to the new Let's Plays. Thank you, Dash. I am going to look into Hogwarts today, and eventually Red Dead will come back because I do want to finish it. Yerp, says Eel Hayes. I saw a lot of bands in Virginia. Speaking of which, my first concert was Metallica in 2004. And then I went to Warped Tour in 2010-ish. Saw about 20 bands. That '04 show of Metallica was their last concert in the state to date. It was awesome. Godsmack to open for them. Outside of Virginia, I've seen Alice Cooper, Pink, the Pop Star, and a few others, but my anxiety stopped me from doing that anymore. If I could go back and see Metallica again, their energy is fire. I've seen a lot of bands in Virginia too. I was a teenager and young man. I've seen Metallica many times in Virginia. I've seen the Cult, all kinds of people. I haven't been to a concert. Last concert I went to was in California. This would have been probably 06, I think. And I went with a friend of mine who was visiting. I saw one of my favorite bands, not a very well-known band, very underrated, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. I saw them with Toad the Wet Sprocket, two of my favorite bands ever. Just an amazing show. Also, I went to that place. It's called I think the Saratoga Mountain Winery or something, or the Mountain Winery. I think it is in Saratoga. It's literally at the top of this mountain. It's really awesome. But I also saw Heart it may have been Heart with Big Head Todd and the Monsters, and then Toad the Wet Sprocket was a different concert. But yeah, I've got some pretty interesting stories about Metallica, me literally interacting with the band on stage. I've told them on the channel before, but I don't want to tell them right now. It's kind of longish stories, but 2 separate concerts, 2 direct interactions with James Hetfield, and 1 direct interaction with Kirk Hammett. Yeah. Another interesting thing, I was best friends with this guy in Connecticut, and his girlfriend at the time, his girlfriend's cousin is related to Kirk Hammett or something. I can't remember the exact thing there, but I haven't seen them in a long time. Dustin Dixon says, I love Chuck Norris. I absolutely love Texas Walker Ranger. It's corny as hell, but it's also entertaining. His movies were fun too. I think I was talking about how Chuck Norris that dude's legit. You can see Chuck in the late 60s and early 70s before like MMA and all that. The guy was a badass, man, 100%. I've never actually seen Texas Walker Ranger or Walker, Texas Ranger, whatever it is, but I have seen some of his movies. Yeah, he's an interesting dude. Saved by Grace. I don't know much about Warriors, but most tell me they prefer throwing weapons as it's a fast pull, unlike gun bow, waiting for it to shoot. So I don't have the ability yet. I don't know that I can get it. I'm using it on the Worgen Warrior. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but I do have something that throws. I don't know if I'll have anything because I feel like that might be a talent and I'm not allowed to pick talents. If it's something I can train from the trainer, I will get it. But we do get the gun going here. I don't know if the video is out yet, but I've had a gun in my bag and I do finally train guns. And so now I'm able to pull with that if we need to. Tick Human. Let's do both Detroit and Stray. Wish granted. You guys talked me into this for sure. And I got to be honest, I wanted to play them both. Thank you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Jamie says, it's weird relaxing. It's weirdly relaxing watching you decorate. Love it. Meanwhile, residents going crazy. Mayor doesn't do shit in here. We literally need everything. Yeah. So I've come up with a strategy that works in this game. The economy is pretty rough. It's very hard to make money, but I figured out something and it seems to be working. I'm going to be using it in the third round of season 1. It'll be later this week. And I'm going to get we had the members only area set up, not just members only, but anybody who wants to be there. There may be 2 separate areas, but I'm going to get everybody moved in again. We'll do all that. But I figured out a way to make money in this, I think. Oh, look at this. I haven't seen you in a while either. I'm not going to say your name correctly. Vasan is what I'm going to say here. How's it? Hey, Biggie, how's it going? Quick tip. Humanoids tend to flee from the direction behind them. So if you position them with their backs away from the group, they'll likely run towards a mob-free area. I was thinking about this actually recently when I was on the Warrior. I know that they don't do it 100% of the time. Sometimes they'll run past me. But I think you're right. I think more often than not, they will run the opposite direction. This is a very good tip, man. I appreciate that. I need to keep this in mind, especially if there's a lot of mobs behind the thing, right? And maybe the best bet would be face it to the side. So if he comes forward, I'm still okay. And if he goes backwards, I'm still okay. But I was literally just thinking about that. Good tip, man. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well, brother. Publicly subscribed to me for 3 years. OG on the channel. Holy moly. Much love, my friend. Cynics on Detention Block, Strathholme. You can buy weapon enchant scrolls on the auction house. Just search Crusader and it will pop up. Alrighty. Cynics is, he is one of the red shirt order. We've got Rob. We have a lot of people. Touch Me Nancy, Dave. A lot of people know. Jemmy's in there as well. Jemmy's actually a raid leader, guys, who just know some of these classes so very well. I mean, obviously this is a basic thing, but I don't even know basic things. So anytime I get tips and stuff like this, I may not remember them, but it's helpful. Cleave hits 2 targets normally and 3 with the glyph. I think I have this now on the Warrior. I did my first tanking episode. Well, it's not the first time I've ever tanked and not the first time I've tanked on the channel, but I basically have almost no experience. But I just decided randomly to switch it up, and we are now tanking, and we'll see how we do there. Thanks, Cynics. Wow, Eric, did not expect you. Okay, these are on personal videos. I'm helping him out, so I'll just read those off camera. There's nothing to hide. I'll just go through those. I made a couple of OBS videos. Like I said, mic filter videos, trying to get my friend there some help. Nick Plays 95. I don't know if I've seen you before. Maybe I have. Welcome to the channel if you're new. What training add-on is that shows the skills? Also the map add-on that shows the undiscovered areas. So the training add-on is called What's Training. You can find it in Curse Forge. And it'll show up on the spell book, but it'll say, I think it shows up as What Can I Train? But if you're going to look it up, just do What's Training for the add-on. It's a great add-on. And the map that shows the undiscovered area is either Leatrix Maps or Leatrix Plus. They're related, but they're 2 separate add-ons. One or the other will show you. There's an option you can go in. It'll uncover everything on the map for you. I'm pretty sure. Nick, if you're, like I said, if you're new, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Here's a new person as well. How you doing? Hedish, rest in peace. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, that was a rough one, man. It really was. Thank you for watching there. David Nelson. I'm not going into that cave. Yeah, I literally said the words. Proceeds to go in the cave and take on 2 mobs. Warriors don't shy away from danger. Yeah. The reason I went in this cave on this challenge, because I knew they were green mobs, and it has such a profound effect on the radius of what you can pull. It's still risky, but I felt okay doing it. But yeah, not good, right? 1637. Stop, bro. Let's check out this timestamp here. And then Jimmy says he's never going to stop. He just needs to get there and make it to 60. I don't think I'm making it to 60 on this. Let's see what this is. Thanks for the timestamps. It helps out a lot. See if I can get into the level 50s on the warrior and then head down into a cave. Oh, was I? That one easy. It's okay. I'm safe and sorry. I think I was running up to the edge here. See if I can get into the level 50s on the warrior and then head down into a cave. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. Thanks, Casatal. Jemmy, OLED screens or OLED screens are the way to go. I got the Steam Deck that has the OLED and the Nintendo Switch OLED, and oh my gosh, I wish I had an OLED screen for my PC. It's just so damn good. The colors and the blacks look incredible. Yes, they do. I didn't realize how good they looked until you have an OLED next to an IPS or something. It is insane difference. Not even close. It's like a night and day difference. You're just so used to, okay, I guess this is black, the color, but no. Yeah, they are fantastic, man. 100%. Cynics agrees. Once you go OLED, it's impossible to go back. I love my OLED. Only negative I'll say is the possibility of burn-in. So they have this thing. I don't know if it's something you put on the PC. Some of them have them built in now, where the screen will shift by 1 pixel every so often to keep burn-in from happening. I almost never use wallpaper. I have wallpaper right now, but disabling that I think helps too. But yeah, I think they prolong the life on these things by a ton. And I think using a screensaver would probably help too. I don't use one of those either, but yeah, they're fantastic though. 100% agree. The colors are just incredible looking. At 450, I've always been curious why Chromie decided to be a gnome. I don't think I have ever seen Chromie show as another race other than a dragon. That's interesting, man. Makes me wonder if Chromie is a gnome for the Horde as well. I don't know. I think she is. I've never really thought about that before. Let's see what this timestamp is. I think she is. Crush those little gnomes. Gnomes are disgusting. Not like goblins who are clean and awesome. Gnomes are disgusting. Yeah. I mean, maybe I was referencing Chromie there, but that's a good point, man. I don't know. I mean, you can see her in her dragon form, right? At the end of, what is the hell is that dungeon called? She flies down. And a couple other times in the game, up in Northern and stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen her as another thing either. I don't believe there's a tailoring specific bag. You can get an enchanting bag. I'm not sure about on Horde side, but for Alliance, the larger specialized bags are there in the general store. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. I think I was talking about a bag where I can dump all my crap. Touch Me Nancy made a hunter on Skull Rock, also a Tauren. Hope to see you around. You know it's me by my name, and when you see it, secrets. What's that mean? So this tells me he didn't use Touch Me Nancy. He usually uses Touch Me Nancy on his characters. Well, now I'm going to be looking for something that doesn't look right. Yeah, maybe I'll see you around, dude. Hopefully, that'd be nice. It's just try to get my attention because you know I won't have chat open. Eel Hayes says the sound Shield Bash makes should be like, bitch, please. That's a great comment. I agree. I love the Shield Bash. I also like the sound we make when we block. It's pretty satisfying. I got to turn on the AC because it's like 100 degrees in here. I'm like sweating over here. Thanks for this. That's on the thing. Um, yeah, talking about texting and stuff, or how I get the banner to scroll across there. Cynic's Overpower is usually only really good because you have the 50% extra crit chance, and with it, the improved Overpower talents in the arms tree. But since you don't have that, it isn't that good. But you get dodged a lot in Classic, and it's only 5 rage to cast Overpower, so it's one of your best rage to damage ratios abilities if you're battle stance, if you're in battle stance to use it. Yeah, I've used this quite a bit already, honestly, because like you said, I do get dodged a ton, and it's just nice to be able to pop something up there. No more in stocks. The 0.15 cast time reduction on heal talent is actually one of the best talents. Really? I mean, if 3 of them would be like 0.45 seconds, right? To reduce your cast, you would take hundreds, if not thousands, of haste rating at max level. Oh my God. Basically, you can think of the talent as just a straight up giving you haste. I don't have the exact number as I don't play healer, but a caster with 0.15 seconds times 3 of max strength off your caps your cap is insane. Okay, man. Well, I'm picking that up then. I did not know that. I didn't think of it like long term like that. I was just thinking like it's less than half a second. And I always think about stuff like, what if you've got lag in the game or your latency is high or whatever? Does that cancel out? Well, thanks for letting me know, man. I'm definitely going to pick it up. I appreciate that. Oh, here we go. Hawk Tua. I don't even know what this is. The Hawk Tua is social media rubbish. I figured that. The meaning of it was some random girl was interviewed and became famous because the interviewer asked her, what's a trick in bed that makes a man fall in love? Which is a stupid question, or something like that. And she said, you got to Hawk Tua spit on that thing. Americans are so stupid, man. I guess kids or immature people found it funny and it went super viral for whatever reason. Stuff like that really makes you lose hope in the stuff on the internet. Yeah, man. This is just kind of like a commentary on the U.S. Stuff like this turns into news. There'll be reporting stuff like this. I don't really get it. But I'm not surprised that's what it is. It's just that I didn't think about that at all. Well, I guess thanks for letting me know. Cynics. Cooking, fishing, not being allowed is pretty stupid to me. Perhaps it's due to having no buffs part of the challenge. I was talking about that in the challenge. It doesn't make sense to me either. And David says, I agree. You should be able to cook and not eat a food buff. There are plenty of recipes that don't give a buff. That's 100% true. And fishing does not do much except provide things to sell or mats for cooking. 100% agreed. And Jamie agrees as well. Yeah, I don't really understand why they elected to do that. I think they just decided when they were thinking about the primary buffs, like no buffs, and then they just these got grouped in. But why is first aid allowed, right? I feel like you could do this challenge, especially if you're not registering on the site. You could just pick this up. I don't know. I kind of like cooking and fishing. They go well together. And if you're doing like a longer, a play of it, you get kind of more attached to the character and it feels good catching and cooking your own food. And you don't have to spend money to buy vendor food, right? I actually might start doing it. As long as you're like he's saying here, like David's saying, just don't eat the green food that gives you the buff. Just eat the white stuff. For instance, if you catch the starting zone fish, if it's raw, it's 61 health. If you cook it, it's 243 health. It like ranks that food up for you, which is incredible, but for some reason it's not allowed. For AoE, you want to use Thunderclap on CD because in Cataclysm, Ren does initial damage on application as well as the dot. So it does big damage on Thunderclap because it makes Ren do the initial damage to every mob each time you press it. It's Warrior's best AoE as long as you have the talent to spread it. And I do have the talent. Thanks for letting me know this. I was worried I was using it too much, but I'm going to be spamming the hell out of this now. Thank you, man. It makes sense. So the dot just doesn't fully tick. So that's what in my mind, I was like, I know it's not good to clip a dot, right? Like a serpent sting. If I've got a serpent sting and then I hit serpent sting 2 seconds before, I'm not getting that full effect. but this is a different effect because it's AoE. Thanks for letting me know, Cynics. Appreciate it. I'm going to be spamming the hell out of this. The add-on for the threat bar graph is details. It has an option to change it to tiny threat when you right-click on the frame, like how you change to view healing done, damage, deaths, etc. So I think I did get this. I've not been in a group yet to see it, but I also think it works with nameplates. But I think I have this set up now. I'm actually going to test it on the next time I'm on the Worgen tanking here. But thank you for that, man. Jamie says, it was fun to watch some tanking. Also, as Cynics, that is... Cynics is just that guy when it comes to WoW. Yeah, he knows a lot, for sure. 100%. Like I said, this guy's in the red shirt order, 100% there. You're going to love this game, E. It's slow, really read the story and have fun. Yeah, I'm going to get as immersed as I can in this. It's already really emotional. The first part with the guy, something has happened to his wife. She has died. I don't know if it's his fault. They have a young child, and he's got a drug problem. He's mistreating her. I want to strangle the guy. I hope I get the opportunity to do it, or at least get the kid out of there. Food fan, what's going on? I read about this game. I played the demo back in the day. Was only like 10 minutes of playable game back then. It's supposed to be really good. Thank you. I hope you stick around to watch. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I really appreciate you coming. I'm looking forward to it, 100%. Touch Me Nancy on Iron Man 6. 2458 Sunder Armor should be from the Warrior quest at level 10. You did it. Now you just gotta do the quest. Oh. What? I would like to live long enough to get Sunder Armor. I already have it. He's saying. All right, I got to go get it. Thanks for letting me know, man. I was curious about that. I got to go do the quest, so I'm already on the quest. I just have to go do it now. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I love this game so damn much, going to play this alongside you. This is definitely one of my absolute favorite games, and in my opinion, one of the best games ever made. Also, have an insane amount of respect for the people at Quantic Dream. So, right now, the best game I've ever played is Red Dead, but, you know, already I can see how choices are going to affect this game so much, and the story is already really interesting and good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm recording another episode of this today, actually, and I can't wait to do it. I really can't. Pursuer. You know what? I've never played this game before, and I might join you guys along. Let's play along with me, man. And then Jamie says, certainly do. You will love it. Worth every penny. I love it when you guys are talking to each other like this. It makes me quite happy, like the community we've got going on here. The Pursuer. New playthrough, hell yeah, dude, let's go. And I get a ton of my horrible face emojis. Nice. Sloppy Joe's, how's it going, man? Hey, Big E, you might have said something about this on some other vid, but I'm curious. Have you found a job yet? I hope so. If so, how's the new job going? I have not found a new job yet. I'm ashamed and not feeling good about the situation I'm currently in. I am getting some assistance from the state right now. And I also have a very good friend of mine who has helped me out as well. And the problem I'm having is my anxiety is so out of control, whatever you want to call it. I have trouble talking on the phone, initiating a phone call, answering a phone. It's just been rough. I'm not in a good place in that aspect at all. I'm doing things to try to better myself as much as I can. I had a little bit of money I had saved up. I've gone through that. So it's not easy for me right now. Most of it is just how I feel mentally about myself, right? I feel kind of ashamed and, you know, beating myself up a lot. I'm trying to work through it and doing the best I can. Hopefully I'll have something again soon. But the problem is, you know, I'll find something that looks interesting, like a programming job, and I'm not able to do an interview because I'm so panicky, short of breath. I get shaky. It's nuts. It's almost like it's like a trauma response or something. It's hard to explain unless you suffer as well, but it's, and I've messed a couple of interviews up as well. One interview I just literally ended. I just dropped out of it. I couldn't do it. I was panicking so hard. Anyway, it's a touchy subject for me. I appreciate your thoughts here, man. I really do. I'm trying to do my best, and hopefully I'll be, healthy mentally sooner than later. Luke Donnelly, I think fighting some of the green mobs in Mulgore would be a good idea, or even go through Dortor, grinding some mobs on the way to Orgrimmar, seeing as you'll need to go there eventually anyway. This is a great comment. I've actually decided to do this. I'm a little bit ahead in the Warrior, but we do this very soon. If it didn't happen today, I think it happens tomorrow, where I'm like, we should go to Dortar because there are green quests there. It's a great idea. I appreciate that, Luke. And he says, never actually played or seen anyone play this game. Looking forward to it. Thank you. I'm glad that you're here, Luke. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. This is going to be great, this game here. I hope you enjoy the series. Don't forget to enable cloud save for this one. And Stray as well as everything else on stream, just in case. Yeah, already done, my friend. 100%. I'm not taking a step backwards again with that. Thanks, Jamie. David says, I thought you were Fury as well. I think when you dual specs, you had picked up arms maybe, then you overrode Fury for Prot. I think that's what happened too. So when I had picked up Prot and I went back to look in my talent tree, it said my secondary spec was arms, or vice versa. I can't remember, and it confused me. I think I was commenting on that. For right now, I'm gonna keep tanking because it's almost an insta Q, which is really nice. So on the Goblin Healer, it's almost an insta Q when we're queuing up for dungeons. Same thing with the tank. Pretty nice. Articulate Arena. I've had 2 blue screens of death this week. I used to play Path of Exile, no problem, but it just crashes nonstop, and it's a powerful computer. I'm sorry to hear that, man. These things can be very difficult to troubleshoot. It's in the way Windows doesn't crash the same way that it used to. I think it's actually easier to get the code to try to point you to something, but it can also be more difficult if you're not used to reading error codes or blue screens or where to find them, things like that. I had a kernel issue with mine, which I'm pretty sure is in the master boot sector, that I'm forever going to call it that area of the hard drive, which prevents the computer from powering up, which messed up my safe mode options and all kinds of stuff. Sorry you're having trouble, man. I hope you figure that out. That can be a pain in the butt. David Nelson. This was a fun episode. Tanking is not something I have ever really done. I think you did great. I think I have a priest at your level. I could come help heal you. Also, if we need to run a couple of guild runs to let you sort out your add-ons, I'm sure folks are willing. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. If you see my warrior pop on here, try to get a hold of me. I generally will have my chat off just because I have mental problems and I like the interface as clean as possible. I open them every once in a while, so I often don't see or hear the whisper sound. But if you can find me, just jump around or whatever, I would like to do it. I'd absolutely be down for somebody healing me, man. Or just DPS in a group there. Dash Gamer says, good job tanking. Looking forward to more. Thank you for that. I feel like I did okay. I mean, I haven't tanked in so long. But I think I did okay. I appreciate it. David says, Strathholm was a good test for you. Did you feel that priest bubble reduce your ability to generate rage? Looks like they were bubbling you if you had. I didn't actually, I was so focused on trying to make sure I had threats and learned my new keybinds. I wasn't really even paying attention to anything. I don't know if I held threat the whole time. I'm sure I did not, but once I I need a couple of episodes where I get familiar with my keybinds and just better off with what abilities to use when and blah, blah, blah. Then I'll be able to kind of pay more attention to that kind of stuff. But I wasn't even paying attention at all. Let's see if anything is held for review over here. Nothing is held for review. So that's it. Oh, no, here's a new one. Oh, why didn't I see these? Oh, these are the Jamie things there. Okay. More like tanking horn. I had a similar situation to this trying to bear tank for the first time in CAD. It's tough, but great when it all starts coming together. Yeah, I'm having fun, man. I really am having a lot of fun with this already. I'm glad. Like I said, tanking to me is not as chill as healing. It's a whole different style of gameplay, but it's also fun. I'm enjoying it. How long is the video? We are an hour and 20 minutes almost here. Losing my voice. That's a lot of talking, but I did need to get caught up. Jamie, for the little how-to videos and stuff, OBS, I'll be looking at all that stuff soon. I've just been pretty swamped and busy, but I'm hoping that stuff is helping you out, man. I really am. If you need anything else, let me know. I have no problem making those, like mic filters and my graphic settings in OBS, things like that, bit rates. I'm more than happy. And making a video is just way easier instead of like me trying to type out all this stuff. You can actually see what's on the screen and just pause the video and match settings and things like that. But more than happy to help. Anyway, as always, I really appreciate so many comments and helpful comments and funny comments, wonderful comments. I really, really appreciate it. It helps me out emotionally, believe it or not. It makes me feel better. Makes me feel like I have a connection with other human beings, which I know that's sad, but that's a thing. I appreciate it. I really do. And I was way behind there. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the 2 new Let's Plays. I'm going to check Hogwarts Legacy today. Thank you, Nimue. I didn't even think about doing that. Hopefully we can get Hogwarts back and at least finish that game. But that will do it for me for this one. I appreciate all of you so very much. And as always, to my channel members, we have new members now as well. Thank you so very much for choosing to do that. You can't even begin to imagine how much it helps me out, especially at this point in my life. I really appreciate it. Love you guys and gals. Take care. I'll see you soon. Peace.